Welcome back. You're watching the Cowboys Fan Show now. Let's take some of your questions that you've sent to us on our social media. You can do so on our Facebook page, The Cowboys Fan Show. We're on Twitter, @Cowboys Fan Show. And you can also email us if you're still into that kind of thing, cowboysfanshow@gmail.com. Send in all of your questions, any comments, anything you want to talk to us about using the hashtag CowboysFS. That's CowboysFS for Cowboys Fan Show. Simple enough, right?
Yeah, you know where to find us.
You know where to find us. We're always there. Now, let's jump right into it. Our first question comes to us from Mike. He goes by Slick. So Slick sends us this question. He wants to know, Scott, how do you feel about Dak Prescott getting a shot at the Pro Bowl in his rookie season?
Well, I'm not going to lie. It's like I really hope that he doesn't get to play in the Pro Bowl during his rookie season, just because I'd rather he played in the Super Bowl. But, I mean, it's really not up to us. Fact of the matter is Dak and Zeke are number 1 and number 2 right now, and you know, I mean, in the polls that they're running in Pro Bowl voting. So, I mean, I think both these guys are going to get voted to the Pro Bowl. I don't think it's a question of, you know, if. I think it's a question of when and whether or not they get to play in it. I mean, I'd rather see these guys playing in the Super Bowl, hands down. But do I think that they're both deserving of the Pro Bowl? Absolutely. I do think that Zeke's the MVP, and I mean, nobody's played this well as a quarterback, as a rookie quarterback, since Roethlisberger.
Right.
Hoping that we actually end with a better record. If we can close out this season and we only get 2 losses for the year, undoubtedly does he deserve the Pro Bowl? Yes.
Yeah,
hands down.
Both of these guys have certainly earned it. And as Scott said, you know, it would be wonderful to see them in the Pro Bowl, but you know, we're all hoping that they're better off getting ready to prepare for a bigger game the next Sunday. That game would be in Houston at the new stadium there for the Texans.
Yeah.
So we'll move right along now. This one we got to revisit this topic, of course. Dak Prescott. Did he put all of the Tony Romo talk to bed with his performance on Sunday Night Football? Now, let me just rattle off a couple stats for you. Of course, we went over his game stats, 32 for 36, 279 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. But on this season, this guy has thrown for 3,418 yards. He has 20 touchdowns through the air compared to only 4 INTs. And this is where it really got me. Overall, he's completing 68% of his passes and has an 82 overall quarterback rating, which is just incredible.
He's playing good ball.
Anybody, more or less a rookie.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this really kind of goes, I mean, I think question 1 and question 2 kind of go hand in hand, and I want you guys to think about this at home right now. Nobody in this league has a better record than Dak Prescott this year. Not even Tom Brady. He was suspended for the first 4 games. So 12-2, those first 4 wins are not... Those aren't Brady's wins right there.
Right.
So, yeah, Dak Prescott is the winningest quarterback in the league this year. Hands down. I mean, so does he deserve to go to the Pro Bowl? Yes. Statistically, is he the best quarterback in this league right now? I would say so. I mean, if you're counting wins and losses, you know. So has he put everything to rest? I would say so. Even myself, I was a little worried about it after the Giants game. I thought that he couldn't run play action. I thought that he struggled with some of those defenses they threw him. They were really mixing it up, and they did a good job of confusing him. I know that he played a lot of that the spread offense in college, so he looked a little lost back there. Whenever he was turning around and trying to run the play action, he'd turn around and boom, they disguised their defense on him, and he was a little confused. I mean, there were plays where he had 3-5 seconds to throw, and he wasn't finding anybody.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, my take on it is he certainly put all of that talk to bed.
He put them all to rest. Yeah, I mean, the difference between last week and this week, dude, was that the receivers weren't getting open last week.
Right.
They were open this week, and he was hitting them.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, like we said, he went 32 for 36, only 4 incomplete passes. Just put on a show now. Moving along, let's flip sides to the defensive side of the ball. Randy Gregory is expected to be back here with the Dallas Cowboys sometime, maybe even this week. Actually, reports just came out about 10 minutes ago that Jerry Jones says he will absolutely play in the next 2 weeks at the very least. Now, he has been with the team through his suspension, working with the strength and conditioning coaches. But, Scott, I want to know, what does Randy Gregory bring to the table?
Well, if he was a top 5 pick coming out of college, I mean, he's got the length and the frame to be a successful defensive end in this league. I mean, I've been told that he's been putting on weight with the strength and conditioning coaches, which I think was really the issue in his rookie season. I mean, he played in 12 games, he didn't have any sacks, but he was fourth 4th on the team in quarterback pressures, which Jason Garrett will tell you is a more important statistic than actual sacks, because that means that you're flushing the quarterback out of the pocket, and which creates turnovers. We saw it in the Tampa Bay game just now. I mean, they're all over Jameis in the second half, and he throws a couple of INTs. They're smacking him on the elbow. He's getting the fumbles. So he is a very valuable asset to this team as long as he does not become a distraction, which I really don't think he is. I think that he's done all the distracting that he's going to do.
Right.
He's done all the disappointing that he's going to do. Nobody is counting on Randy Gregory. Nobody trusts the guy. Anything that he does properly moving forward, I think, is just gravy, other than the fact that he's taken up a roster spot. But, I mean, if you look at this last week's game, DeMarcus Lawrence is out. So, I mean, we're promoting defensive ends off the practice squad to come up here, and they're not top 5 overall blue chip prospects coming into the league. Randy Gregory was. I really hope that this young man gets his life together. He could have had an awesome career in Dallas. I think he could be absolutely beneficial to this team, and I mean, man, I'm really rooting for you. I hope you get it together. I hope that you learned a lot from that suspension. I hope this is the last we hear that kind of thing.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, over the last 3 games, the Cowboys have 10 sacks, and as you said, Scott, DeMarcus didn't even play against Tampa Bay this week. Tyrone Crawford, Benson Mayowa both suffered injuries on Sunday night against Tampa. Both are expected to be back, so it would be nice to get Gregory in there. And as you said, to get somebody that has that potential, has that ceiling to get in there and cause some disruptions. Now, our final question here, I want a number here, Scott. What are the odds that Zeke Elliott actually wins MVP?
Ooh. Well, I mean, who else is in the discussion right now? I mean,
you got Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford, more than likely. Derek Carr certainly is in there as well.
Tom Brady.
And Brady, of course, Tom Brady.
How do you just say Roethlisberger back there?
No,
what?
Javi.
Anyway,
Our director's in the back trying to chat. No.
Yeah, no, you wish, dude. As a matter of fact, like Le'Veon Bell, look at what Le'Veon Bell's done since he's come back. I mean, he's just killing it over there in Pittsburgh. So I think that Le'Veon Bell deserves a little bit of discussion for that. But I mean, there's maybe 5-6 guys that you can talk about being in the actual MVP race, and I mean, who's a little more deserving than anybody. So at least 20% of that, if he's one of 5 guys that you're talking about being the MVP. I think it's a little bit better than that. I would say that he's got a 40% chance, which, I mean, if you're talking like election polls or whatever, that's I think it's a little bit above anybody else.
Right.
That's in that top 5 discussion. I really think that Derek Carr has done a fantastic job in Oakland, and Matt Ryan is having just a phenomenal season. I would say, but Matt Ryan, he's more eligible for, I'd say, like a comeback player of the year or something to that effect. And I think it also really just it matters what everybody does in the playoffs coming up shortly. We were 4-12 last year. Yeah. And I mean, and we were even talking about key number 1, about pulling those linebackers up to open everybody else open for Dak and these receivers, and making it just easier on this offense, on this team. I think that Zeke has made the most difference. I think that he's had the biggest impact of any rookie in the league. But I mean, he's a new player to this team. And just what he's done for this team as far as just spreading this offense and making everybody better, including Dak Prescott, I think. Because a couple of weeks ago, there was talk about, hey, man, could Dak be in the MVP talk? And I don't think so. I think that the actual difference maker on this offense is Zeke. I think that, like I said, he's just had the biggest difference, the most impact on this team, and I think that he's the most valuable person on our team. And we're supposed to win the Super Bowl. We've clinched a berth, and we got the best record in the NFL, tied with the Patriots. I think that 40%, but I think that he's in the lead to win it.
Yeah, I was gonna go with 45%, honestly. And just a few numbers from Zeke's season thus far: 310 carries, 1,551 yards. That comes down to an average of about 111 per game. And oh, by the way, he's also got loads of touchdowns. And not only does he do it running the ball, he's actually caught 31 passes, 351 yards. That comes down to an 11.3 yards per catch average. Yeah. So in short, this guy does it all. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back to have a look around the NFC East right here on the Cowboys.